What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I am your host this evening. I guess I'm the only host of the den. I don't know. Ed Honcho, man. It is good to get to chop it up with you wonderful people. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is... I don't know. I mean, like I said, I hope life is giving you what you want, but I guess in these unprecedented times, that is... that's a different thing or a difficult thing to come by. I mean, I guess it's a new background. It's one I used to use in the sauce all the time. It's just the skyline. But let's see what we got joining us tonight. We're going to talk about unlocking America, and that means just everything getting back home again. I apologize for the vent being right there. It kind of is what it is for right now. But let's see what we have joining us this evening, and we are going to have an interesting conversation because it's something else. Sometimes I like to throw little underlying topics in there, and I was thinking about doing this as a topic all its own. But we may talk about it a little bit tonight because it's something I find very interesting happening. It's so much shit going on, right? I mean, we need more time to talk about it. But I see Miss K. Grace, the lovely Miss Grace in the building. Mr. Cultured, a.k.a. the Don of the Discord. How you doing this evening? What's the motherfucking deal? Excuse me, sir. M. Grace. It's good to be graced by the Graces, the entire Grace family. M. Grace, how are you doing, ma'am? What's the motherfucking deal? Excuse me. Pardon me, you guys. I apologize. Miss Jess Sarah, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you this evening, ma'am? And I appreciate the love it just showed about the pledge. I don't think it showed on the screen, so I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Jason S. Slapping America in the face might be a hard task, but what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? John, my favorite New Yorker, what's the motherfucking deal? Eastside Harold, shout out to Eastside Harold, all the way from the west side. Lita Gamma, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you, ma'am? I hope all is going well for you and your family. Sweetberry's here, everybody, so there's that. You can feel good about it, you can not give a shit. I mean, it's just kind of up to you on that whole thing there. I guess this helps too. Let's see. This nigga. At the last minute. 335, what's the motherfucking deal? And beyond a funny nigga. It was who I was just talking about because I was checking to see who got early birds. And so everybody I shouted out already has early birds. I don't want to give any to Beyond a Funny Nigga, but I guess I have to. I'm going to stick by the script. And the most pistachios for last month was Miss K. Grace. The top three was Miss K. Grace, Miss Jess Sarah, and then Miss M. Grace. It was a Grace sandwich. So shout out to the most pistachios. The pistachios have reset, so everybody is fair game. All the early birds, I'll put y'all's pistachios in here in just a second. Let me see. Bad and Bougie, what's the motherfucking deal? Brian Roscoe, what's the motherfucking deal? Footballer 503 El Lobo, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. What? Lucas. I have to check that out. That is sounds crazy. I saw that crazy chick, the chick who had like all the surgeries and then she went and got like her skin done. Her husband tried to do it, but his wouldn't take the color, and she did. Very crazy. Easy Money, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Excuse me. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's always something with the lighting. Like it's super crazy. Like, and I don't move the shit. It'll like sometimes it'll be really bright. Like honestly, like right before this is what I've spent fucking the first few minutes while I was late. I was actually like ready, but then like I adjusted the lighting change and it just had all the little fucking artifacts all over the screen. So I was busy fucking with that shit and trying to get it right and adjusting it back and forth. And it just I don't fucking know. It's something with the settings on this camera that I try to cut off the white balance and all that other shit. And so it is what it is. But we'll figure it out. I've tried scooting them back. I've tried, different adjustments, but we'll go with this for right now. Because it's always something different. So, like I said, I gotta figure out how to manipulate this space a little bit better. But, like I said, get into it and discussing unlocking America. And what I mean by that is a lot of places, some places still have kept their stay-at-home orders intact, but a lot of places are saying, fuck this. We want our freedom. This is America, land of the free. And I want to be free to get any disease I want to. It's my right. to do whatever you want to do. And you got some people saying, well, no, we got to think about everybody. And we shouldn't be letting people go out. We shouldn't do this, that, and the third. And, kind of depending on what side of the argument you're on, it seems a lot of it runs along party lines. But I've seen a few folks who are differentiating now, and just kind of doing what makes sense. I got a lot of questions because of all of the things that have been associated with this pandemic. And what I mean by that is because it's just been so many discrepancies, like numbers and, outcomes as far as who's impacted, who's not. Like, there's just been so much in this information age that we live in, this time where, in a hundredth of a second you can get any kind of information you want, that we can't get accurate information as to what's going on with this whole thing. And so I think it impacts the way people think about it. Sometimes the information is overwhelming. What I mean by that is overreaching, maybe. As people saying, oh, this is happening, that's happening. And, you look around, like, I don't see any of that happening. Certain parts of the country seem to be getting hit much harder than others, you know what I mean? And so, Nacho, what's the motherfucking deal? And so, Jen Smith, what's the motherfucking deal? And so, it's just like, what do you believe, right? And then at the same time, you got to get back out. You got to make money. You got to work. You got to continue to make progress. Like, you can't have a society, everybody sitting indoors, having Zoom meetings all day with each other. You got to figure out, like, when does it end? When have we reached peak? Have we flattened the curve? Was there ever a curve to flatten? How much of this was hype and hysteria, and how much of this was real? Are we out of the worst of it yet? I mean, letting these places back open and letting people kind of do their own thing, is it going to resurge? Is it going to cause a worse impact? Is the heat wiping out? Like, it's so much shit going on, right? Because so many questionable things around this whole scenario. It's just like, how big of a deal is this? Was it a big overreaction? I know the news channels have loved it because it's been, I'm sure, great ratings for them, but they haven't seen in a while. But it's just like, as people, we have real lives to lead. Like, when is this over? When do we go back to as much of being normal as we can? I mean, are those stickers that you see at the store permanent? The ones that say stand 6 feet apart. I mean, how are we going to get rid of those, right? What if this thing doesn't last? Is that going to be the new normal? I don't know. But a lot of crazy stuff going on, and we'll figure it all out. Again, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions on all of it. And to me, as I kind of had to take care of a couple things today, if I'm just looking at people, being observant, maybe it's 50-50, maybe 65-35, as far as if you're talking about people who are wearing gloves and masks and things of that nature. Now, I don't know how much of that has to do with people, the judge here in Harris County issuing an order that, wear a mask or $1,000 fine, which is stupid. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is the stupid stuff, right? We're going to let the people in jail, we're going to let them out, right? This is coming from a guy who was there not that long ago. Let's be honest. People who are in jail generally aren't people who have been making all the right decisions in life recently, because usually it's a recent thing. Not every story's not the same. There are, definitely anomalies. But generally, these are people who don't make the best decision. And I won't say all of them, but a lot of them are people who probably don't have the most regard for other human life. I'm just throwing this out there, okay? And so you say, hey, you know what? You guys get sick in here, we're going to let you guys out. But the people who are out there free in the world, roaming around, minding their own business, deciding whether or not, they want to live with it, deal with it, whatever. Well, if you're not following in line the way we want to, we're going to throw you in the jail, where we're going to release you again and tell you shame on you. I mean, like it just makes no sense. Like, what kind of weird? Who are the people? Again, I guess maybe you can be too smart for your own good. I don't know how this works, but the people who are in charge, like, who thought that this was a good idea? Okay, we'll arrest those people who aren't trying to prevent the spread of the thing. But those who are in jail, who are probably bad decision makers and don't really give a shit about it, we're going to let them out on the streets, where they're probably going to interact with hundreds of people on a daily. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay, I don't. Maybe it's the smarter thing to do. But to me, it just doesn't seem to make sense. But as far as I'm observing people who are wearing masks, wearing gloves, out shopping, doing whatever, seems to be a significant number of people who are. Again, I don't know how much of the law has to play with it. I don't know how much of it has to do with the law and the fines, even though I know a lot of people around here said the law said they're probably not going to enforce that. And I don't blame them. It seems like a petty thing to do. But at the same time, I don't put anything past anybody. It gives any law enforcement justification to see what you got going on if you're doing something you ain't got no business. So I would advise maybe play by the rules just in case if you're up to no good. But outside of that, man, I'm just wondering, like, what does the world go back to? Like, does employment as we know it change? I mean, there's certain jobs where, let's be honest, you just can't work from home. But those jobs that do allow you to work from home, I mean, what happens? Is this how we're going to change things? I mean, is this going to be a transition in how we operate? I mean, you've seen a lot of people function from home. I got my thoughts on that because I think that depending on what kind of job you work, I mean, you got a lot of security issues with people working from home. So, I mean, that could be a thing, but that's not necessarily the sole focus of the conversation. And I think there's pros and cons about everything. But where do we go from here? I mean, what's the next thing? What's the next little sickness or disease that pops up and everybody goes crazy again, right? And we're back under this order. Like, is this the new norm? Every time something happens now, okay, everybody has to go, we pause the world until we get everything figured out and then we get back at it? I don't know. Something I want to talk about, right? Yes, I absolutely, Jen. I do not. I do not want to read this. I'm trying to do my best not to read the chat until a little bit, but yes. Jay's Portraits, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. 17, what's the motherfucking deal? That's funny because I was listening to Certified 17 the other day. Why? Don't ask me why, but I was. But what you got going on right now? And depending on how much rest I get tonight, we may try to slide a date in somewhere tomorrow. And if we do, this is the topic I kind of was thinking about because I find it extremely fucking odd, right? That for some reason this gets dismissed. Now, the Me Too movement, I think, is under fire with this, I believe, what is her name? Is Tara Reid, I believe her name is, which is weird, like the other Tara Reid, the one with the bad boob job. But, I'm already a person who is skeptical when allegations are made against people. Like, I think everybody should get a fair shot. Am I in the believe all women camp? No, absolutely not. But I think that their story should be heard and scrutinized might not be the word, but examined, investigated. Yeah, absolutely, investigate. That I think that that should be at least entitled to that. But to automatically believe anybody out of the gate just because, absolutely not. I've seen too many stories. I've had my own personal stories, which I've shared. A situation that took place a while back where I'm like, wow, I wasn't even a part of that situation. Somehow my name gets spread, and because let's be realistic, a woman can say anything. A woman can say anything she wants to, and depending on who you are, what you are, I mean, you could get really, really fucked over. You know what I'm saying? You could get fucked over really bad. I think I did a story a while back on one about a guy who helped this chick out because her car broke down, and this was like in Australia. Guy helps her out, said he'd help, make sure she followed down the road to make sure she'd get off, and she did, and he went back to whatever he was going. She went and told people that he raped her, tried to make her have sexual favors to fix her car, something crazy, right? Guy loses his job, goes to jail, loses his family. Only for a few weeks later, the chick to just say, she made it all up. They had footage, they basically had footage of the shit. It showed like none of that shit happened, right? And you would say, well, people don't do that. Women don't. Like, it only takes one time to prove that people will do. I mean, all you need is one instance. And again, there's more than one instance. I mean, there's thousands of them out there. But like I say, so what is the motive? Who knows what her fucking motive is? Who knows what her mentality is? Maybe she's getting a lack of attention. Maybe that would bring her the attention she was really hoping to want for. I don't know. But when you see so many stories like that, it's hard to be in the camp of, I'm just going to believe all women. Like, I know men, I know niggas, I know how motherfuckers are. Like, and it's not hard to some of these stories make sense. Some of them don't. Okay. And then this is also from the perspective of a gentleman who's seen some of the shit that women do. Okay. If you've ever been on a college campus, you don't even have to be an athlete to know that women do a lot of wild stuff. Then they may regret it, and then so that they don't deal with the guilt, they'll place the blame on other people. It just so they don't have to go with this stigma. You see it, all the time. I need to trim my nose. I got like this nose hair, and I meant to trim it before the. I don't know why I'm telling y'all this. And I meant to trim it before the fucking stream, and I completely forgot to do it. Savage Donald Trump in the building. Shelley Long. Great. Shelley's here. Kenneth Long was the motherfucking deal. But no, seriously, right? And so here's the thing, though, because usually what happens with that is the woman is anonymous. You never hear about who she is. Guy, your legacy's ruined no matter what. Like, even though it came out that the girl was lying, he's already lost his job. His wife already wanted the divorce. Like, he's gone through all the proceedings of fuck. Like, how do you just say, oh, well, come on back to work, bro, and we'll just scratch this off your record? Like, none of that happens. It's not how it works. Like, you fucked this guy over. You know what I'm saying? And there's usually no kind of compensation. There's no nothing. There's no, half the time there's no fucking apology, right? And so, fuck Kenneth Cologne. But, now I say all of this to say, it's super funny how this young lady's story is gone. Like, when he saw it was Hollywood shit, he was believe all the women. When Aziz Ansari had a bad date, he was believe all women. Me too. Hashtag all this stuff. For a bad date. Like, anyway, we've talked about that. When it was Trump grabbing him by the pussy, having consensual, although maybe compensated sex, whatever. People were mad about it. All of these things, right? The adultery or whatever you want to call it is going on. This chick comes out and says something like, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Like, not even that the possibility that it could have occurred. This is the creepy hair sniffing, smelling, kid rubbing guy, right? And you see the picture where he was holding that baby? It's a terrible picture. That baby's scarred for life. Baby don't even know what happened, but the baby's scarred for life. Gold's Gym filed for bankruptcy. Ooh, terrible. So my thing is like, and I can agree with, like, you can. It's a convenient timing, right? I agree with that. I find all these things extremely convenient, so I'm not going to give her the bit. But my thing is how you have just certain groups who normally champion anything. Anytime a woman comes out and says something, shit. When R. Kelly came out, you saw motherfuckers come out the woodworks, and R. Kelly probably did a lot of that shit. But hey, whatever. You've seen all these other people come out the woodworks. But you have these allegations against Biden, he's a creepy dude. Like, I don't give a shit, again, it's not about the politics part about it. Like, just looking at it, but he's a weirdo. Like, just the public appearances and the weird shit. He's very odd. And I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a large man. I'd probably be uncomfortable around Joe Biden, right? Yeah, and I remember, and that's the thing that I wanted to get there. Easy money. About calling him when he was on Larry King, but we just dismiss all of this stuff like it never happened, right? Whoa, whoa. See, this is why I be thinking about wanting to put the chat back on the screen, like sometime during the during the show. But I can't do that. It would be a bad deal. So, but my thing is just like, why do you think nobody's talking about it? And that's what I would like to know. That would be on that part of it. And I'm not going to dive too much into it. Like I said, kind of depending on how it goes. Excuse me tonight. I know I've been talking for a long ass time, but depending on how it goes tonight, this may be a day-to-end conversation. It's a couple other things too, because I missed last Friday, and I apologize for that. Just got caught. I was out much later than planned. Just like I said, I got some things going on in the background. I can't talk about this. Here's something a decision I've made to start doing. I talk about a lot of stuff, plans, hopes, and goals and things. Now it's time to kind of not talk about them so much. Let a couple of things fall into fruition, and then speak on them once they've kind of played out. So it's a lot of work. So those days I've been missing, I've been putting in some extra work, doing some extra projects, doing some other things, trying to get a lot of things in order. So forgive me if I miss you guys on those days. Let me see. Joe Biden touching on little black kids. He knows about roaches. What are you talking about, Shelly? Excuse me. All right, give me a second. Let me get the line up, and then we'll take some calls, man. Again, hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope everything is going good in your world. What are we gonna hear from my boy today, man? We're gonna hear from my partner today. All right, that's cool. Whatever. Y'all could have sent me an email. What in the hell? All right, that looks kind of kosher. That looks like that'll work. I gotta start using tags and shit. Oh, it's terrible. Braden Coochie here. Whew. That is tough. It's a tough gig. Got a good old wolf pussy. Alright. OG Keith, man, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Let me put the number up on the screen, and there's the numbers that you need. Man, make sure you hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it. And again, like I said, hope everybody is doing well. And I don't know what's going on. That fucking vent. So, what's up with the bit? I was gonna mix it the other day too, and I think I pulled another one of them same stunts. Like, because I didn't announce I was gonna get on and fuck around. I started fucking around. I think started playing the division and didn't say nothing. I'm over here trying to get my numbers up on the division. It's all right. All right. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, Honcho, it's El Lobo, man.
El Lobo, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening, Mr. Lobo?
Well, man, I had to kind of make an early call, man. Got to call it an early night. Got work in the morning, but I was going to tell y'all my 2 cents about this. Yes, the country does need to be reopened. Everybody needs to mask up, glove up, and then suck it up. I mean, everybody needs social distances, do all kinds of precautions, what you got to do to make yourself feel safe. But, if somebody says the economy worth lives, it depends. If you're not going to have any lives if you don't have an economy. And especially when you've already got, we're already so many trillions of dollars in debt. They just gave us trillions of dollars that they don't have. So, and everybody bitching and moaning about Trump this, Trump that. You know what? All these governors haven't done anything. In fact, they've already done more power grabs than we've ever seen. In fact, what mayor threatens to put law-abiding citizens in jail when you're already already letting go other criminals from jail. So it's like, what? You're gonna put me in jail just to release me again?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like, I mean, okay, and the judge in Houston, I'm like, you do realize this is Texas, right? Do you really think cops are just gonna arrest somebody just because you told them to? No, like I said, this is Texas. They're natural rebels down here. You tell me to arrest somebody, they're gonna be like, nah, I don't want to. It's but you know, everybody's praising Cuomo right now, saying, oh, he's done a good job. I'm like, I actually told him, motherfucker, what did he do? What does he do? What does he do besides go on TV and bitch and moan and try to go for 2024? That's all he's done. You know, complained about ventilators. Where was that ventilator shortage? We don't have one. The bed shortage? Oh, no, you sent the U.S. Navy away. De Blasio, you made a snitch line. Oh, yeah, and then people were sending you pictures of their junk and middle fingers. And it's, so, yeah, that actually happened. You know, I mean, hell, I almost sent a dry-ass text on there myself.
Oh, man.
But Newsom saying that he's going to close all the beaches. Okay, close the beaches. They're just going to go to Oxnard. You dipshit. You don't realize when you're trying to control a pandemic, you don't freaking decrease the amount of spaces people are going to go, because then you're just going to make the problem worse. You know, I mean, Honcho, I mean, you pretty much know the human psyche. You know, you've been around long enough to where you can say, you know, if you start taking away people's freedom, they're just going to say, fuck it, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want anyway. You know, so I just, anybody say that we need socially distance and need to, you know, have to worry about saving lives? Yes, we do. But you know what? You know, I don't think people really understand, you know, the dignity of having a job. Because if people don't think that a job is worth having, then you know what? I don't know what to tell you, because I can tell you that it's very undignifying to not have a job and to be out of work. You know, after I got out of the military, that's exactly how I felt. You know, so I do think we need to put lives ahead, but I think that, you know, it is time that we do this smart. And I mean, hell, Sweden never even closed down at all. And they're about to go to herd immunity, and we might not even ever have a vaccine. I think we will, but I don't think we ever will. But yeah, Honcho, I mean, hey, I didn't mean to rant on you, man, but this whole thing was just getting way too ridiculous for me.
No, I mean, that's what it's all about, man. That's what the den is. Opinions uncensored. I don't know. I think I got to change that name, but yeah, you know, it's about, you know, hey, you got to express yourself, man. If you can't express yourself anywhere else, you know, you can express yourself in the den, man.
Yeah, and last thing I was going to say is that, you know, this whole thing, this whole Tara Reid thing, this whole Christine Blasey Ford thing, I've always said, I don't believe people. I believe facts. I believe evidence. And I sure as hell did not find Ford credible at all. Not one little bit. You don't remember what, when, where, why, but you remember who. That's all you remember. It was Brett Kavanaugh because it was Brett Kavanaugh, and because I said it was Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah. This woman is a little, and I put the emphasis on the word little, more credible than Ford, because she told somebody about it. But I don't know. We don't know if it happened or not. Yeah. So, and it's just very convenient when these allegations always come out. When it was about Trump, when it was about Kavanaugh, when it's about Biden. And I'm no fan of Biden. I think he's a dipshit, but I don't like to see somebody's name trashed through the mud just for the hell of it.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, but all right, Honcho, hey, I'll go ahead and listen to the rest, man, but hey, I got to get ready. Got to go to work early in the morning, but hey, and I will tell you, everybody, it's always good to be employed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, shout out to Mr. El Lobo,
right,
man.
hey,
It's always good to hear from you, man.
Good night, man.
All right, you have a good night. Shout out to Mr. El Lobo. This lighting bugs the shit out of me. I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do. I know exactly what the fuck I gotta do. Yeah, I know what I gotta do. Because it's been fucking with me to the point where it's really, really frustrating. It's not nothing major, but I know what I gotta do. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I need to find that call where the mother called in. I'd like to hear that. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello, hello. Testing, testing. That hitting the thing and everything. Hola, ¿cómo está? Maybe I got anybody. I don't know. Maybe they can't hear. Maybe they fell asleep on me or something. Not for sure. All right. Terrible, terrible. Now here's my thing, right? Well, like I say, all of it is crazy, and that's what I say though. But the terror thing, even if it's not about, we'll come back to that in just a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
The laba laba. Whoa.
It's Shaggy.
Hello, I'm Shaggy. I'm Shaggy.
Well, Mr. Shaggy,
Donated
how you doing this
$1.
evening?
Shout out to the conservative-leaning listeners.
Look, what the fuck your ass got to do? Come on. You got to do something. You don't got to do shit. What the fuck your ass got to do?
Well, it's just things that are going, things that must be done. You must take advantage of unprecedented opportunities whenever possible.
What the fuck must be done, man? She's talking in parables and shit.
Yes. Things must be achieved. Like I said, I can't speak on it till it's time to speak on it. But
Why the fuck you speak on it then?
I spoke on part of it just to alert folks as to why it is of an important reason that I am not available. But how are you doing, Mr. Ken? How are things going?
Hey. Don't strike it off the subject. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I can't complain. Complain, I cannot. Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on America reopening? Do you think that this is the right move?
You know what? I could say maybe I honestly do not know. America under what the fuck America's been wanting to do. So I don't think we the people have control over it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that it's going to open, pretty soon, maybe within the next month or so. But then again, I just don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe within the next month or so. But if they're talking about shit up in the air and shit, I mean, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense to open if they don't know, like, what's really going on with this, corona. No, it makes no sense to open it up if they don't know what's going on with the corona, Hello?
My bad. I'm there. I had a setting on the program, and it just did something crazy. So you feel like they still don't have enough understanding of the coronavirus to start making decisions?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every day it's always something new. Like every day, the corona news brief, news brief with Kuzmo, the corona news brief with Trumpy. Like, it's just always, it's something new every day. One day, like, everyone loves this Dr. Fauci, I don't know however you say it. And then the next day he's a traitor. And the next day, like, I mean, it's the fucking Young and the Restless. It's just like everything else, you know, uh, that America is has anything to do with. It's very much so soap opera ish. I mean, anything to confuse you, you know, anything where there is like confusion going on. It's just evil. It's literally like it's meant to like it's not good. You know, things should be more clear, and it's not clear. It's just very confusion shit going on. How does fucking Coroni? Y'all minds need to stop it. Coroni sounds like Coroni. Like I read someone saying that Coroni sounds sexual. It's not my fault that you guys think about sex. Like not my fault. Um, Coroni in no way sounds like um sex. Yo, your people are so funny, yo.
Okay, okay. So you're in the epicenter area, so nothing has anything changed in your environment over the last few weeks?
um, 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 you know what? I don't believe so. I don't believe anything has opened. Like other than the stuff that has been open. Yeah, it seems like everything is just the normal shit, like the new normal. From what everyone is talking about here is that, nothing will go back to the way that it was and, you know, all of that. I know I've been getting a bunch of, well, not like a bunch, but I've been getting some phone calls to get some marketing campaigns rolled out. Um, so things are starting to like swoop around. Businesses are getting prepared to like roll out, and no one knows when the rollout will be, but businesses are getting prepared to roll out. On the behind the scenes. What about in your neck of the woods?
To be honest, everything seems the same. Like it honestly doesn't feel any different from anytime that I've been out about. Other than just people are wearing masks and shit like that. Uh, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything people have been moving around. It seems the same for the most part. When I'm out about, it's always I won't say the traffic is as bad, but it's always active. People are always out about. So I mean, nothing seems that different to me, other than the way people appear. And again, here in Texas, people are going to be a little bit different with the reception of information as far as to how they respond to it. So, my thing is just like, it just kind of is what it is. I think everybody wants to
Yeah,
get.
like my thing is like I had to like bribe people to get in to try to like get into the club back in the day. Like now I gotta bribe people to like get into the fucking grocery store without a mask. I'm like, look, like let me just give you like what do I gotta do to like get in? Like you know what I'm saying? Like to get into the grocery store. Like I don't have a mask. No, I don't have a mask. So like what am I supposed to do to get into the club grocery store? And I just see this going downhill and it just it didn't do me any justice when I went to the grocery store today and they told me I couldn't come in without a mask. So I took no for an answer and I asked to speak with the manager, like I did with like a lot of white people do. Let me speak with your manager, and can I speak with your manager? And Definitely got in that motherfucker, bitch. And I went and got my groceries. So, yeah, I see this going downhill. Like, where do you go from here? You can't go backwards. You know, like, where do you go from here? So, hey, I don't know where do we go from here.
I think we've seen a lot of things that have shown, what Americans are willing to accept, and I think that, people will start pushing more up against those boundaries. I mean, I see we've seen as far as I think that the movie theater industry is going to be a wrap pretty soon. I'm not saying that movies are over with, but everything's going to be going straight to the house. I think a lot of activities which people enjoyed without reopening very soon, they may be gone away of the past. I think a lot of these smaller restaurants, depending on the environment or what community they were in, may not have fared as well if they weren't in, let's say, a more popular or populated area. They may be gone, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with a lot of these places.
Yeah, I've been seeing that there's like a lot of plants that are closing, and it's like that I've been seeing some talks of like maybe some food shortage prices in the near future, and it's like, but then I've seen like the Jordan. I guess when Jordan came out like today or recently, and there was like long lines for like Jordan and shit.
Yeah, re-releasing the same shoes.
Yeah, right. And it's like if and when, whether it's now or years from now, like there will be like a food like shortage crisis. Like you can see how it can easily happen. Like you can see how this shit happens. So you can see how easily a food shortage could happen. Look at the fucking bullshit of toilet paper bullshit. Look how easily that happens.
Yeah, that's what I say. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But here's the deal, Mr. Kemah, I hate to cut you short, but we got the 10-minute rule going on. We'll be a little bit over that. But, man, it's been a minute,
sure.
But it's good to hear from you, know that you're all right. I got a question. One last question real quick before we go.
Sure.
Is it a Michael Kors evening this evening?
No Michael Kors evening. It is honey with you night.
Okay. All right, we appreciate it.
And some marijuana.
Oh, okay. Well, hit that 2 times for your boy, man. I'm out of commission.
Yeah,
right, hit that 2 times for your boy.
Anthony Bailey donated $1 through Super Chat, touching the offering bucket for the den.
So to the den people.
Yes.
As well.
I'll say it's good to hear from you, man. But we'll talk to you real soon.
All right, take care, bro.
All right, you too. Oh, appreciate the love, AB, and shout out to Mr. Culture too, man. I appreciate the love. And that's one thing I know y'all been getting on me. Y'all been getting on me lately about the calls. And so as I'm cleaning stuff up, I'm working on cleaning up both of the channels. I'm cleaning up, for those of you folks with the sauce, I'm cleaning some stuff up with the sauce, and I'm tightening some stuff up with the den. Because like I say, I know everybody wants to. Sometimes we have a lot of people want to get in, and so everybody can't get in. So yes, I'm going to be much more on point with the 10-minute rule, so that everybody can participate. You know what I'm saying? And there you go. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the pistachios reset the first of the month. Like I said, Miss Grace had the most pistachios. So shout out to Miss Grace. Again, the top 3 was Miss Grace, Jess Sarah, and Mrs. M. Grace. So as far as it was a Grace pistachio sandwich. Pistachio sandwich? It's not like it'd be a bad thing, right? A pistachio sandwich would be terrible. Food depots in Houston, yeah, I'm sure you got the food bank and shit. But I appreciate the love, man. Oh man, speaking of food, right? So I am ashamed of myself. I am definitely ashamed of myself. We'll talk about it after this call, if I remember. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's Belle. How are you?
I'm doing well, Miss Bell. How are you this evening?
I'm doing Pretty good. Got through a Walmart shopping today. I'm telling you, it explains why we have accident rates that we do, because nobody follows directions in the grocery store either.
Correct.
But yeah, I'm doing well. Things are going good. Explain to me why most of my local Asian Chinese food shops are closed. That's something that we found, that quite a lot of the mom and pop Asian places are closed. Some of the bigger name brands, but even Benihana's closed.
Yep. That's odd. I wonder, do you think that people weren't frequenting them, or do you think they just precautionary measures?
Well, counsel with my children was the fact that it was because the fact that it came out as a quote-unquote Asian or Chinese virus, that, you know, there was some racial tension going on there with that. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, no. As a younger generation, I tend to take them a little more seriously because they look at racism a little more seriously than I do, because I don't see color, I just see people. But I never even thought of it that way. And so I thought that was completely interesting. Now, every state is opening up at different times, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Some have let their orders expire. I think some have extended them. So, you know, it'll be very interesting to see how this whole thing kind of goes.
And I guess my question is, too, is Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3, are they all similar in all states? Or is that something that's different, too?
I think they are relatively similar, but in reality, I think they have, you know, each place kind of has their own thing going. Because I think in Florida, like, they've started like Phase 1, but yet, like, some of the bigger areas, I think like Orlando, Miami, those counties, like, are still not reopening. So it's like certain areas can, other areas can't. I think some states are doing it by, you know, where the biggest infections are. Because I know they had a whole deal about Orange County. I think they had opened and closed the beaches back down. Something was going on over there, and they were talking about, you know, their rates were there. So I think each state has their own kind of plan, you know, what's suitable to their population and the number of cases. Because I know some never did. I think, was it South Dakota or Wyoming or one of those that never shut down, and so they just kind of kept everything going. Yeah.
Well, I was talking to friends back home, and they're saying there's huge hot spots in New England and New York and all in the upper areas like that. Detroit still has a hot spot in it. And it just makes you wonder whether or not the cold weather or the weather does have a little bit to do with it. Because the fact is it's been chilly up there. They have not, they're just coming into their spring.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that we got a report today saying that come December, we're going to be hitting flu season, so this is going to start all over again.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. 'Cause like I said, I think it's going to be a yearly thing, and we're going to get all these different strains. It's going to be just like the flu virus. But, you know, do you expect to see this kind of impact every year once this comes along?
Well, what I'm hoping is that they'll have some sort of vaccination over the next 2 years, and it's going to end up gradually getting into, you know, being processed in. It kind of reminds me of, do you remember, I don't know if you remember this as a kid, but when one kid got chickenpox, they brought everybody over, so everybody got infected by it, so that they were, once you got it in your system, you never had it again.
Yes.
Now as adults, they're giving everybody a new chickenpox for the adults, to like
Jen
a booster.
Smith donated $1 through Super Chat. Charging money back.
The ones that as adults never had it had to stay away, but they brought all the kids so that once they got it, they were sort of immune to it. And so, but chickenpox in itself can be dangerous, just like the COVID virus. But I just find that to be an interesting comparison. And one more last point is that Sweden never had any deaths from the coronavirus.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's something about the way that they distanced themselves but didn't shelter themselves completely in. They let life go on as it was, but they took care of it as it was going. And I don't know anything other than that. But they're also saying that sometimes the more isolated we are, the worse it is once we're out in public. or once we're exposed to the air of it. All I know is just mask up and glove up if you feel like it's necessary, but you're not just putting yourself in danger. If you have it, you're putting somebody else in danger.
Yeah. So do you think that's the bigger problem, not so much the people themselves, but the other people who could get impacted?
Yeah, because, I mean, you could be a carrier and not even know it. And you know, that's just being irresponsible. But until everybody's genuinely tested, we don't know who's going to be a carrier or not anyway. So, just interesting. Mother's Day is Sunday, so I was hoping that the restaurants in my state would be open so my mom and my aunt could all, just the three of us for the last 5 years have gone out and had Mother's Day together. And of course, I'm being a new grandmother and my mother's first-time great-grandmother, so that would have been nice to celebrate. So we're going to have to off-put that for a minute. But other than that, everything seems to be going okay right now. I miss getting out and going to the gym, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, man, that can't open up soon enough.
I honestly love to say that it's a love-hate relationship with me. I hate to go, but once I've gone, I'm absolutely in love with the fact that I went.
Yes. It's always, the gym is always better after you've been.
Yeah, it's like punishment to go, and then it's all kudos afterwards because it's like I can pat myself on the back for all the good things I did. But hopefully, do we have any idea when those will open back up? I mean, is that stage 2 or stage 3?
I'm thinking that could be 2 or 3 down the line because I know that salons and a couple of other things they were saying are still technically closed, like hair salons, I think nail salons too. I know they said certain restaurants, depending on where you are, it's like 25% capacity on the inside. You can have as many people outside as you want. But to me, that's my thing. Like, who enforces what 25% is? Who's like, okay, this is about 25%. Like, who's going to go from restaurant to restaurant all day long enforcing this 25% capacity rule?
Actually, it's very easy because each restaurant has a capacity amount that they're licensed to, and so they just do 25% of what they're licensed to for the building.
But do you think that the restaurant itself is going to self-police itself, or do you think that they're going to send somebody each, government entity going to send somebody to each restaurant and say, okay, let's make sure that, they're at this 25%, or, hey, they're 2 people over, or how do you is it realistic to have that?
Being optimistic, I'd love to say that people are going to do that, but that's bullshit.
Yes.
Until somebody is a deadly do-right and picks up the phone and calls the inspection people or the city code people, or the fire department, because that comes under fire department jurisdiction. Because when it comes to so many people per building, it's like fire code. Well, they're putting it under the same thing. So if somebody wants to be a dick about it, then they're going to have to deal with it. But for the most part, people want to see restaurants open. People want to be out and about. But what's truly amazing to me is what the percentage is that we actually depend on these restaurants all the time and the constant basis that we depend on them. I mean, I know that sometimes it's out of fashion because I do eat a lot at home. But the point is that how much have we made fast food or restaurants more of a priority than other things?
I got a question for you when we're talking about, over the priority of things. Do you think that liquor stores should be considered essential?
Do I think what should be essential?
That liquor stores should be considered essential places.
Well, yes and no. Yes, for the fact of people consuming within normal means. But it's like anything else. If you have an addiction and you got stinking thinking time and you're twiddling your thumbs, it can make for, pardon the expression, but it's the only one I can think of at the moment, idle minds are the devil's workshop. And don't mean to be religious, but I mean, if you go and sit and stir crazy and it's like, hey, let's go get a few beers, and then it's like, okay, let's start doing shots, and then, let's play a game of Pong. things get escalated with alcohol and drugs. It's studied, it's known, whatever. But people are on vacation. People are trying to relax. Honestly, I don't know. I have literally not had a drink in either 3 or 4 years. And the biggest reason is because I really, truly don't like hangovers, but no other reason. And for the fact of being a single parent all those years, I can't lose my license to a DUI. So I think that if people do it responsibly, I think it's wonderful, to have a cocktail or to, be on Zoom and chat up with friends that you haven't seen in a while, do reunions by Zoom and pop shots. If you can handle that. If you can't, well, whatever floats your boat, as long as it's within good health, healthy reason.
Okay.
So,
All right.
but yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of my spiel for tonight.
Okay, well, that's a bit. Well, Miss Bell, as y'all know, the bell has rung and class is in session, and so I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with us this evening, Miss Bell.
Okay. Oh, one last thing. You said there was a possible day den tomorrow?
Possible. Like I say, if I do the things I'm supposed to get my ass to bed on time and get up early enough to handle some things, we may kind of get more further in depth on the Tara Reid conversation.
Okay, so it's all depending on a lot of different circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, like let's it's 50-50 right now. So it's a good chance, but it's just 50-50 right now.
All right. Okay. Well, good night, y'all, and can't wait to hear your conversations.
All right, yes, ma'am. You have a good evening, Miss Bell.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Dating. Dating during the pandemic is people calling up all their old exes. I've been thinking about you. It's been a while. I was just, had some time on my hands and just wondering what you was up to. It was on my mind. I wonder how many of you was on my mind texts have gone out during the pandemic. It would be hilarious. It would definitely be very interesting to know. Appreciate the love, Miss Jen Smith. Shout out to Miss Jen. Corona babies. This is terrible, right? Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you this evening? Also, shout out to Miss Lady Licious. Mr. Keith, how you doing this evening, Mr. Keith? Miss Thang and Ronald Isley. And Broderick here. I mean, it's not a really big deal. If you like that kind of thing, Broderick's here. So, Miss Cartier, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, I'm telling you, it's terrible. People really don't like each other. It's fucked up. But people hate their families, they hate their lives, they hate their kids. Like, that's what a lot of people have found out, that they are miserable during the lockdown. Like, people, especially if they're like workaholics or something, they spend a lot of time at work. They've been forced to be at home. Oh man, they are miserable people. Like, they get home, they find out they hate their wives or they hate their husbands. They fucking hate their kids. They're beating everybody up in the house. They're beating on the dog. They're just mad and angry and fucking. They are really miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, domestic violence rates have gone up. I forgot where. I was watching something the other day. They were talking about like molestation rates have gone up. Like, who's reporting this? You're locked down. Like, who reports the molestation information? Like, who's reporting this? Like, that's why I'm wondering. Like, what's going on? Like, how are we getting all this information? But yeah, they say domestic violence rates have gone up, molestation rates have gone up. Something else terrible has happened. But your sister took care of that wrote a children. Oh, terrible. Oh, terrible. Yeah, divorces are definitely going up. People will be like, once this is over with, oh man, we're done. So I say it's terrible, man. It's really a bad thing. I think the Rona has really revealed more about ourselves than we really want to know, right? So another thing. So I was telling y'all, right, that Yes, please. Thank you, Miss Marie Lovely. Hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. So, really ashamed of myself, right? So, a couple of months ago, Mike Honcho, what's the motherfucking deal? A couple of months ago, right? You know, I had to take about a month and a few days off for whatever particular reasons. And I got back, and I was a little bit lighter than I had been in a while, and a little bit more fit, if you want to call it that, whatever. Whew, boy, Jack, let me tell you. So, I know that my eating habits have not been the best, you know, after my vacation, right? And yes, Mr. 17. Yes, that's a very, very, very eloquent way of putting it. Yes, I was invited to one of the local correctional facilities for my tenure. My eating habits have been terrible, right? So, you know, I've seen all the memes and jokes about people gaining weight during this whole thing. That shit ain't funny, dog. That shit ain't funny. Those jokes are not funny about, you know, this weight gain thing is serious, right? We got to talk about this. I stepped on the scale today for the first time since they weighed me when I was in there. It's bad business, y'all. But here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. But I've been eating bad. I've been eating bad and good. I mean a lot of good bad. So yeah, it's bad. You know, it was like I was noticing the other day. You know, I had a comment about one of the shirts fitting a little snug, and I was like, yeah, damn, just a little while ago, this shirt was actually kind of loose on me. What's going on here? Whoo! Who would like to get? I will give 1,000 pistachios to who can guess. I guess you got to be within like because you know I got like the point whatever. I guess I guess we'll round up. We'll round up. So whoever can guess within a pound, I guess first, a pound up, a pound down. I got 1,000 pistachios for you. Yeah, man. But I think I've been eating a lot, and so what I had to realize is, yeah, just cut out all the box bullshit. Everything out of the box has to go. If it's not out of the fruit section, you know, or the meat section, you know, it really doesn't need to be in the cart. I ain't hit the track. I have not even really attempted to exercise. I think I did like one day, and good grief. We're going to have to give it to Miss K. Grace for being right on the money. That is crazy. That is... Miss Grace has uncanny powers, all right? Like, I believe it. Like, uncanny. That is crazy. The sound of it is $278 on the money. It was not a pleasant sight. Like I thought, 265. You know, I was like, yeah, I probably put on a little bit. But once I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I've gone too far. I've gone way too far. So I'm like, I'm way over where I thought I was. Oh man. And so yeah, Shelly really trying to kill me. Like 310, well goddamn. I stood on that bitch. I was just like, wow. I really was expecting to see like the 260. So I was like, yeah, 260, like 265, maybe 268. Man, damn that. Interesting. What is going on here? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling into the den this evening?
What in the fuck have been going on around here?
Look, are y'all familiar with this voice? It sounds familiar of recent days past. Who do we have calling in to the
Truest
den?
nigga alive in this motherfucker. What the fuck are you doing?
Must be somebody from Pearland. So what's been going on?
Ain't no motherfucking Pearland around here, nigga.
What's been going down, Professor Trill?
Shit, I'm trying to find out what the fuck been going on in the den. Y'all got old niggas trying to holler at bras and shit. What the fuck?
Man, yeah, you've been out the loop. Yeah, we was wondering where you were that evening. What were your thoughts on that, Mr.?
Man, I've been asleep, dog. Like, I'll be in the Discord, I'll turn that shit on, because I know y'all hop in there, and sometimes I kind of hope y'all wake me, and I'll sleep right on through all that shit.
Yeah, because that was happening the other day. Last time I was in there, we was like, man, we see Trill name in here, but he ain't saying nothing. So we went and talked for a little bit and tap out. Yeah, so you haven't had a chance to hear Mr. Keith?
I listen to some of it. I turn this shit off.
Okay.
I ain't lying to him. I got some advice from Mr. Keith. Less is more, as far as he concerned. He talking too much. He about to talk himself out the pussy. He talking too much.
Okay.
Yeah, calling in ain't gonna win Miss Grace over. That shit ain't gonna work. You gonna have to holler at her. Get straight to it.
Okay.
But the way he's still stuck on that 70 shit, he trying to woo her. That shit don't work no more.
So can't come through with the woo. Okay.
Nah, that shit old and dead. Women killed that shit a long time ago.
Okay.
Don't say too much. Make sure she interested in you. You say a few words to keep her interested in you, and you know what I'm saying? Just lead her along a little bit. And then right when you ready to strike, you just walk up on her from behind and whisper in her ear, toot that ass up. And then everything will work from there.
Oh shit. Okay. That works. Man, how the road's been treating you, Professor Trill?
I just got back. I've been at home visiting my people and shit.
Okay.
Putting out fires here and there.
Okay. Understood.
Lord have mercy. These people, even my own family, lost their goddamn mind with this shit. Motherfuckers is going crazy, dog. I don't know what the hell going on.
You think it's cabin fever?
Partially. That's part of the problem, and there's a lot of exposing going on. A lot of shit I didn't know about certain people in my family. Now I know too much. I'm like, man, I'd rather not have known.
Okay. Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be the hell away from them. Too much drama back home.
Yeah, it's good to avoid drama, Okay. Mr. Key say it's not about the ass. You got to live to get his age. Trill.
So what the fuck is the whole point of hollering at a broad? You want her just to have a conversation? You wouldn't be calling in a den if you just wanted to have a conversation with her. You'd be talking to her, not to us. Stop playing with me, Mr. Key. I know what it is, and you know what it is, nigga. Stop playing. You would not be doing all this if you weren't trying to hit. Come on now.
I know I wouldn't. That's just my personal point of view. I don't know, like I say, that's a different generation. It's a different breed. But I know me personally, I'm not with a whole lot of the overextension of the effort. If there's no
if you want to compare, you get you a dog. They a hell of a lot more loyal. You can't trust nobody these days.
Oh man. Okay. But as far as everything, as far as work, everything's been steady. No slowdowns, no hiccups, nothing like that.
Nah, there's too many of you motherfuckers out here on the road. They need to ramp that shit back up. Send y'all motherfuckers back home. All this goddamn traffic around here. This some bullshit.
When the last time you had to head through Atlanta?
Oh shit! It's been a couple of months. Thank God.
Okay.
I won't be nowhere around there. I heard the Rona is thriving out there.
Man, niggas ain't acting right. Niggas is
So of course.
Part. Man, matter of fact, I just saw that shit, and Chicago's the funniest shit in the world to me. Because the mayor just don't even look like a real mayor. Like, that shit just seems like a joke to me every time I see the mayor. But whatever, it is what it is, right? So first they talk about the essential services and all that. Then they charged up because they like wait a minute, because she got the little afro or whatever going on, and they like look like you done got a haircut. You know what I'm saying? It is I'm a person that's kind of really sensitive about my hygiene, and I thought I was kind of getting a little ungroomed, so I felt like it. So ain't that the way that everybody feels? So what makes you more special that you get to get a haircut and everybody else don't? What makes you wrong? But that's the one thing. But then she gave this whole thing about nobody being outside or they gonna get arrested or whatever. And then like less than an hour later, she go and she out there on the streets or whatever. And there's some little niggas playing basketball, and she talks to them, y'all need to go home. Nah, you need to go home. Like, niggas don't give a fuck. Like, the niggas that told the mayor to fucking go home because they ain't trying to hear that shit about the road. Like, that lets you know niggas just don't give a fuck. They out there partying, like literally having block parties, partying in the street, motherfuckers dancing and twerking all over each other. And then in Chicago, so then you know what happens next. Niggas start getting shot. So, it's like, what was it, 47 people got shot? I think 5 killed, something like that. I think over just this weekend, and that's at parties. So it's like it's crazy stuff, man. Like,
You need to get a hold of your people, Rashida. I know you in here.
Oh, they said Rashida was hosting the
people
party.
In order.
They said she
hosted.
Nah,
don't go out like that.
She was on the flyer. You know how the parties go when they got you on the flyer. Yeah, she was on the flyer. I seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
First 50 to show up, get a free side man sandwich. Nah, I don't hit the party. I party by myself, beyond the funny nigga. But yeah, that's what I say. I think it's great. But what are your thoughts, man? Do you think that the things are opening up too soon? Do you think that people need to wait? Do you think there needs to be more opened up? I mean, like, what are your thoughts on how these things are starting to be handled as more places are opening up?
I understand both sides of the issue. I understand why shit needs to open up, because people got businesses, and if the businesses ain't open, they're not making money. And if they're not making money, the state and the government ain't getting their tax money. So that hurts everybody. I get that. But at the same time, if you motherfuckers exposing these motherfuckers to the shit and motherfuckers start dying off, well, you ain't going to have the same amount of customers, no way. So you pretty much damned if you do it, damned if you don't. But in my humble opinion, I think it's way too soon, because why would you start opening shit back up the day after you have your highest death toll due to the virus? Whether that's legit or not, of course, we don't really know. But to me, that just don't make sense. So you basically, and come on, you knew what was going to happen. As soon as you start opening shit up just a little bit, everybody flooded to the shit. Everybody, everything was fucking packed, traffic all over the place, accidents, all kinds of shit. I know, because I was out in the H when all this shit was going on. So I'm just like, I don't understand what they don't understand about people. So I guess the money is more important than the people, which of course I'm not surprised about. But if the people not here, then where the money gonna come from?
Yeah. Well, do you think people are a detriment to themselves anyway? I mean, because I'm just looking at it, and it's like you said, you're almost damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. That's kind of where I'm at this point. It's kind of where I'm at. It's like, because shit, people are, like you said, like, just talking about the little Chicago thing. Shit barely. I don't even think they lifted their orders, but motherfuckers still partying in packed areas. 50 to 100. Somebody in that motherfucker got corona along with a laundry list of other STDs. And you taking a whole bunch of risks that night. Not only getting the corona, which is more likely to spread, but you're probably finna hop in the sack of one of them hood rats, and you're gonna get something that's gonna last longer than the corona. But my thing is, like, I'm not trying to be up in no cramped building. I don't want to be in the damn Wally world. I went to the Wally. I think I've been to the Wally twice since this whole Rona situation been going on. And it's not like I care. But it's just like some of the people, you just look at people now. Like this, now that these things, then you look at people. I just look at people like you look like a motherfucker that got the goddamn Rona. Like it's like I don't want to be that guy, but that's who I've become now.
And they look at you the same way. That shit is hilarious.
It is just like, you can't help but look at motherfuckers fucked up. It is what it is at this point, man. But yeah, you know.
I went and got a haircut, and the barber, I looked at that nigga, he cut the clippers out, and thought I moved my head. I said, hey, bro, you better spray that shit on that shit when you go to cut my head, dog. It'd be some barber chairs flipping in this motherfucker. You give me that roller, nigga.
What? That's what I'm saying. That's the crazy stuff, man. Like the little stuff.
Nah, I soak him in there, big dog. You ain't got to worry about. I say, big dog, my ass, nigga. I ain't see nothing soaking. You better spray that shit. Shit. Hey. Hey, what it is?
No. Okay, look. You know, it's not that. And here's the thing: it's like it's not that you're just so worried about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna die. You just don't want the inconvenience. Period. I think that's just more so what it is. Like, I don't have a fear of, you know, tapping out due to the Rona. Like, there's so many other things that I'd be more concerned with. But it's just like, it'd be a real inconvenience to be one of the motherfuckers that get one of the more serious cases of it. You know what I'm saying? And just be fucked up. And you know that you got that you don't want to spread it to your, you know, if your parents or whoever, if they're older and stuff like that. That's kind of like my whole thing. Like, other than just catching it. I mean, I'm not that worried about it. I've probably been a little riskier than I should be. But that's what I noticed, though. Like, when I went to the Wally earlier, like, that's what I'm saying. It was like, yeah, I'd say 60-40-ish. There's a lot of motherfuckers in there know nothing. You know, they just walking around looking random as fuck. Then you got a lot of motherfuckers in there who are, you know, covered. So obviously, you know, like I said, I don't know if it's the judge's order or what, but it's, I think people responded to it somehow.
I seen something that was semi-egregious. It kind of pissed me off the other day. I'm not normally on this black pride, black like government bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. But I could not help but notice when the white folks protesting, they standing in front of police with automatic rifles and shit. Police ain't got on nothing but a motherfucking mask. When niggas get mad, these motherfuckers got riot gear, riot shields, all kind of shit. I'm like, so y'all just let these motherfuckers scream in y'all face, and you ain't got no shit but a mask when it's white folks. But when it's niggas, y'all armed to the fucking teeth. I don't get it. And these motherfuckers had open weapons, just legit. I mean, of course it's legal, but okay, you really don't see the threat?
But do you think they really gonna set?
Kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I definitely get it. I don't know. I ain't got no real necessary justification for that one. Like I said, where was that one in Michigan?
No.
Was that the one in Michigan where they were protesting? I think because they said the one in.
I think so. Yeah, that one and the one in California. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, y'all literally protesting because you want to go outside. Ain't you motherfuckers already outside? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's what they had to do.
Like, it's so fucking dumb, dog. Like, damn, do you really need that much fucking attention? Like, people are completely starved for fucking attention right now. I see some of the stupidest fuck. Like, it already be stupid shit on Instagram. Like, you know, these Instagram stars do some dumb ass shit already. Nah, it then took it to an all-time high. I just sent you something earlier. I seen this bitch put her baby. This baby's still in Pampers, y'all.
Yeah.
On the motherfucking stripper pole. The baby climbed to the top of the stripper pole, then the mama climbed her ass underneath and was sliding down with the goddamn baby. Bitch, the fuck is you doing?
I ain't even seen the shit and I'm mad. Like, that's that.
I sent it to you.
But see, this is what I'm saying. So, like, when people
the mama's fine, but still.
She a dumb
like,
broad.
That's a baby.
Like, but see, this is where people get mad, because when I start saying shit and generalizing groups of people and things, you know, people always want to take the defensive side. But the person who did that, she's not the only one, and there are thousands, if not tens of thousands, of women who probably think like this woman, or if they were in a position would do a similar, the same thing. And people get mad when you talk about these people. These people exist and they need to be talked about. And so I'm just, I'm gonna have to watch before I get.
When they leave themselves open for criticism, you posted this shit. Don't sit up here and get mad when a motherfucker say something about it. If you don't want nobody to know what the fuck you doing, don't make it for the world to fucking see. Yeah. You do understand that when you record that shit and you put it out there, you don't make your page private, that every motherfucker from sea to shining sea can see that shit.
Yeah.
Don't get mad when everybody looking. That's what the fuck you posted it for.
Oh, and man, there was something too
Get it.
that I saw the other day, and then I saw, I think Sweetberry posted it in the den, and it was a lady. I think she's like a workout person. She does like fitness workout shit on Instagram, and I guess she had some music playing, and the baby walked in front of the camera and started dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she gonna yell at the baby, if you don't get your goddamn ass out from in front of the camera, like, because I think the little box song came on or whatever. So they started like she started powering up, doing a little move, whatever the hell she calls it, and then she got out the way real quick. It was like a little second and a half or so. But my thing is, one, I got to think about cussing at kids like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, obviously the baby didn't learn it from somewhere, because that wasn't the first time she just walked in front of a camera and just started dancing. So obviously you encouraging the child to do this, because that's my issue with a lot of kids nowadays, is because we be so quick to put the camera, like they see cameras and they start acting weird. And everybody got a camera, so that's why they're really weird. But like, I just wasn't too keen on her cussing the baby out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, move the baby, get out the way, hey, move, whatever. But like, obviously you encouraging this behavior any other time, and now you just mad because she blocking your camera time. So it's just, I don't know. I know some people may not take it as serious, but I just got an issue with that. So that's just my thoughts on that. Okay.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you. It's like some people is starting to get a little bit too comfortable.
Yeah.
A little bit too comfortable. People don't even have a decorum of decency anymore.
No, well, they don't give a shit. It's like
what the fuck?
But should we be surprised? Because you got to think about it. Like, you've seen, we were just talking about Walmart earlier. We've seen how people go into Walmart, right? I mean, just in real public, not like even virtual public, in real public. Well, you give these people phones with cameras on them, and a lot of time on their hands. Well, eventually these people are going to trickle their way into our daily lives via the gram or some other social media by doing something terrible. And it happens. It happens. You see some of the worst shit at Walmart. But then you see some of the most amazing shit there, too. But that's a conversation for another day. Walmart is like right under... I think if we're going by per capita, Walmart is like right under HEB when we're talking about sightseeing. So that's just my own personal notes there. I was surprised today. I was like, wow, what is going on? Either I ain't been out in Wally World long enough, or it was just a special day today. But who knows? Okay. Is there anything else that's on your mind there, Mr. Tripp?
No, I ain't got nothing else to add, but I will be in the Discord tonight for those who was, I guess, looking for me. I got all y'all little private messages asking where the hell I was at. I was asleep, people. Some of us are still working. I'll chill.
Okay. Wow.
But anyway, I'll holler at you in a little while, Honcho.
All right, that's a bad man. Mr. Tripp, it's good to holler, man.
All right.
Hey, have a good evening. I just saw that. Please tell me that ain't real. Oh, man, killing the postal workers and stimulus check ain't came. Please tell me it's not. But nothing surprises me. Like nothing is, I don't want to say surprising, but nothing is appalling anymore. Like nothing is just to the point like, well, I can't believe that happened. Everything is, I believe that. Like that's where we are in society now. Let's see. Oh. I was looking at Miss Bell does Miss Bell does not. Look, I account for all pistachio love. So whether it's donated live during the stream or not, I make sure to go and account so that you get accredited for all of, your pistachios. So all the love that has started since May the 1st will be accounted for. You know, everything got reset today. Because I don't think May the 1st was Friday, and so we didn't go. How many Star Wars? How many Star Wars geeks do we have with the whole May the 4th be with you thing going on? I'm gonna be honest. Like I said the other day, I've never watched Star Wars. I don't know if I said it in here or if I said it on the Saw stream when we were doing the think I said that when we were doing the draft. I've never seen any of the Star Wars. Never, not a one. Like. I'm just seeing some of the text messages. So, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
This is Miss Grace.
How are you doing this evening, Miss Grace?
Trill don't have any business getting on here giving any OGs any advice. Okay? Did you hear that, Trill? I'm going to say it again in case you didn't catch it the first time. You have no business getting on here telling any OGs any kind of advice. Okay? That's the difference between us older folks and the younger folks, and I'd rather have it my way. You mean, because if a guy was just after me because he just wanted a piece of ass, he would never get to talk to me again. You better get to know me, you better court me, you better work for it. You mean, and that's what we like, and that's why I feel sorry for the younger generation. Everything's always about a piece of ass and just fucking, and that's it. It's ridiculous. And then y'all wondering why y'all are so unhappy. And everything's all messed up. Y'all need to learn some things from the older people. Now that I got that off the way. But I missed Trill, I did, because I was going to go into his little box and say, Trill, where are you? Now that he's back, he can go away again. But today I got to go to the beach.
Okay.
It was 72 degrees. How come I lost my connection? Are you still on?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, it was 72 degrees, and when I was down there, it really felt good. And I know my daughter and granddaughter went down afterwards, but they were all on the other side because my daughter still had to work on the computer, do that Zoom thing.
Yes.
And I always go way down to the end all by myself. And it felt so good that I thought about how our lives have changed forever and not for the better with this corona bull crap. All I thought about was dropping a bomb on goddamn China, I ain't gonna lie. But I said they do, you know what I mean? I said all the Wuhan freaking viruses are going to be released like Pandora's box and the plague all over the world. Because China is a country that's only about the same size as the United States. The difference is that while we live from sea to shining sea, in Hawaii, in Alaska, we live everywhere in our country. As big as that country is, they all pretty much live in the southeastern part of it. Because they have monsoons, they have desert. Most of that country, humans cannot even live on. So it'd be real easy. Oh, I was so mad. Because I had to cancel my vacation, so I've been on the internet every day looking to see when South Beach was going to open back up. And it won't be before June. But plane tickets on American from here to there, the tickets that they gave me my money back from, they were over $1,000 round trip for each one, because I told you April vacation is high peak for travel.
Yes, ma'am.
Tickets are now $65 round trip.
What?
But where am I going to go when I get there? Because all the hotels are closed. Every place is closed. I said, okay, I can go stay with my sister, but in another part. But I said, nah, I'll just wait. But I was ticked off today. I was. And my son's friend flew his daughter from Florida back to California for $18.
This is ridiculous.
One way. And that was on JetBlue.
I need to find somewhere to go just to say I will.
It's unbelievable. So it depends. Like South Beach is so cheap because they know that, you know what I mean? It's such a tourist spot and nobody's there. But that really did aggravated me. But the way these places are opening up, the states and things, they have to have a decreased number for 14 days straight. And if any one of those days that the number peaks increases again, then they have to start at that day and they have to go 14 days straight. That's what they're starting off with. Did you know that?
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's 14 days straight. And if it peaks, then they have to start at that day and they have to keep going for 14 days straight. But I don't know. This corona, like I said, has changed our life forever, and not for the better, because social distancing is being antisocial. And it is going to have an effect on the human psyche, on people emotionally and psychologically. You know what I mean? And it is when people, like I said before, go back to work or school or start to go to the doctor's office. And that's the other thing I was going to bring up. With all of this going on, people can't even go to the doctors for a checkup. Somebody could have a cancer growing in them or a tumor or something, and nobody can go to the doctors for preventative measures. That's not good.
Correct. So you think that once this is all over, a lot of people will maybe discover some other issues that they did not know that they had prior to the corona?
Absolutely. You know, even if it is, like I said, the weight gain, the diabetes, they're going to have health issues. You know, because people are sitting around and feeling a little depressed. I'm still moving, but you know that I work out 3-4 days a week. You know, I mean, and I haven't done that since, the second week of March. You know, I did some working out, you know, and then I took a 5-mile walk down the beach the other day, and I said, okay, my daughter put some more air in my bike so I can do that, you know. And then the other thing I was doing when my son had called me, he said, Mommy, what do you want for your birthday? You want another television for your bedroom? And I'm like, I told you, no, I don't care if everybody on my television screen is red and green. I like my old TV with my built-in VHS. I love it. Leave it alone. I'll get you another TV. Don't do it, because I hate when people buy me things that I don't want. He said, well, what about if he was naming all kinds of things? I said, you know what I want? I said, I want another set of the juices from Groupon. Mm-hmm. Give me the 3-day fast. Those juices are the bomb.com.
Yeah.
You got to try them. They're all natural, and they stay in the box. I can put it in my van, because I didn't have room in my refrigerator to put all those, because I got 2 sets. I got a set for myself, and then my son, because I told him that's what I want. You know, I don't care if it's less money, Honcho. You know what I mean? I would rather, if I want a $99 or $100 thing of juices to keep me healthy, I would take that over, you know what I mean, a $500 TV.
Yeah.
I mean, because this juice is going to help me. But so what I've been doing is like half-day fasters and just cutting down on my portions. You know, like that. But, what else? Oh, and then that lady that looks like a baby bird and a tadpole at the same time, the mayor of Chicago, I'm sick and tired of her ass. I don't know what broad she's married to that's scissoring with her ass.
Oh, it's terrible.
You know, I don't get it.
It's a terrible thought. Oh, my God.
It is. And you see with the boys, when she went to the school and tried to act all big and bad, yeah, go back. You want to give the corona to your mama? And the boy said, hey, this is how dumb some of our kids are in school. Yeah, instead of telling us to go home, why don't you find a cure for it? Excuse me, little boy. She is the mayor. She is not a scientist.
Yeah.
And then he called her bald head.
Yeah.
And all she did was walk away. That was hilarious. I was glad. I said, a lot of nerve here. You know, in the states, and everybody can listen to this. The states that have the most corona are the blue states.
Really?
Check it out. And I said, and that brought there wants them to give all money to illegal immigrants and wanted them to get one of these, what's the little checks we got? The corona checks or whatever? The stimulus checks? Yes. Yep, she wanted to take money out of their account. Yeah, these people have been in the red. They have no money because they want to take care of all of the illegals and all of their medical and this, that, and another. So when the emergency arises, there's nothing left for the American people. You know what I mean? She let her in her city, everybody shooting one another, killing one another. Her ass wasn't out there talking bad then. You know, these people make me mad with this bullshit. You know what I mean? If you want to sit up there and save the black community, go take a knee in the ghetto. Go talk to the gang members. Go there. You don't do the easy thing. So she doesn't care that they're killing one another in Chicago. She doesn't care that they're illegal immigrants and she's taking care of them. But now she's going to arrest American citizens that don't want to give up their civil liberties. That's a lot of nerve. You know, and what pisses me off is that so many people are allowing this to happen. It's like, wait a minute. I found too many people that are too comfortable to sit at home and do nothing for a little check. Mm-hmm. A little check. And now they're in line to get sneakers. in long lines for sneakers. It's like, what the heck is it? This is embarrassing. Come on, our people. We can do better than this. You know, it's ridiculous. And those people that are protesting, like what Tro was saying, the white people, right onto them out there protesting. You mean they're carrying in places where they're allowed to carry. They're carrying their American flag. You know what I mean? They don't want to give up our constitutional rights. Absolutely not. Yeah, because my friends from California, oh, aren't you staying in the house? I said, look, I still go out every other day like I normally did. I just don't go to as many stores because many of them are closed. You know, so today was my day to go out. That I went to Tajay's, because I'm classy. I go to Tajay's, not Tajay. I went to Tajay's, but as soon as I pulled into the parking lot of Walmart, which I learned was Wally World. You know when you always saying that, I didn't know it was Wally World?
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, they got a store called Wally World? Where is that? What kind of store is it? You know, that's where I saw the line, and it was like maybe 10 people, and I said, no, I haven't done a line. I don't do lines, Honcho. I don't wait in lines for anybody. I don't wait. If my daughter is on here, if she's in the chat, she'll tell you right now, tell him, M. Grace, if I have to wait for anybody, what do? Just what I did with them today. Leave them behind. I wait for no one. I don't wait for people. Everybody knows I'll leave you. No, I will leave. I'll leave anybody. I'll leave my daughter. You know what I mean? I have rules.
Yeah.
You mean nobody could ever smoke in my house? If M. Grace is in here, she can answer. When my mother was alive, could she smoke in my house? Nope. She had to go outside too. That's all to it. I got rules. That's all to it. That's all to it. If you don't like my rules, don't come around me. You know, because I don't think that's asking for too much. I don't like smoke. You know, but, you know, that's just the way I am. I guess I'm a crap some kind of way. But some people are more than happy to sit back and do nothing. And it seems to be somebody put a meme, and I put it on Facebook. They said conservatives are ready to go back to work. Liberals are not. And when I watched the people all congregating and protesting for their civil liberties, I didn't see hardly any black people in there. I said, where they at? You want to give up all your rights just for a little check? Is that what this is coming to? This is a scary thing. It's kind of depressing. Oh, my daughter's answering you.
Yeah, see, that's what I was laughing about.
I'm not lying, Honcho. I will leave. I will leave. And the other thing is, Mr. Keith and our saga continues. Okay. So there are some things that I need to get straightened out. Okay? I will leave it for today, you mean, and let the den go to just the other den folk. You mean? But yeah, something's gotta be straightened out.
Okay. We are curious, and we will be looking forward to finding out what we hopefully we can see what happens there.
Okay then. I'm gonna get off now.
All right.
I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Okay, good to hear from you, Miss Grayson. You have a great evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. So there may still be a chance for Mr. Keith on what we're gonna call this on this episode of As the Den Turns. Let's see what we got. Depending on how long we got time to maybe get a call or two in, and then slide to the Discord after that. But yeah, man, it's weird. But I've seen a lot of stories. The story I was going to do, because I keep telling myself I'm going to do some short dens, some recordings. I've been needing to do that. When it's time to speak, I'm going to speak on it. Right now, this has been a lot of, I won't say hectic, just a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, because there was an article, I think, about a salon owner, and she was trying to get, back up and running, and basically she, reached out to her employees and told them that she was going to, be opening back up, and that, she was going to start taking clients and stuff and whatnot, and want them to come back to work. And she was receiving death threats from her employees because they were happy about, getting the check they were getting. They were saying, I guess they were getting more money that way. So I find it very interesting. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm about to drop a fire 16. All right. I couldn't hear you if you can. Give me a chance to call back. But I couldn't hear anything. I'm not sure why. I don't think I turned anything down, did I? No. But yeah, man. And so, it's just it's a situation where, like I said, I think that's weird. Like, I get it. I get it. But I think there's I think there's a few different things involved, as to why people respond the way that they do. But ultimately, it boils down to self. I think it does, and so I don't know if I want to dive all the way into that. Excuse me. And again, I apologize for my in your ear when I'm trying to clear my throat like that. But I think it boils down to a couple of different things that are going on, especially with the work thing. Money is one thing. I think it's a different response for people who have careers versus jobs. I think you got to look at, if people actually enjoy what it is that they do compared to, if it's just a way to pay the bills. I'm gonna be honest, and the thing that I think that we fail to think about with this whole pandemic, with everything that's been going on, with everything that has been taking place, you think about the older folks, you think about those who, can't necessarily take care of themselves, being out around people, the social distancing, talk about the homeless, and there was a story about the doctor who was going to help the homeless, and then he got pulled over, not pulled over, but like basically handcuffed in his own yard in Miami, because he was actually going out, like he was giving them like new tents and actually testing, like to see if they were impacted by the disease and stuff, and then the cop came in and handcuffed him in his yard. A bunch of crazy shit with that. I have my own thoughts on that. That's another topic. But I think the most important thing that, or the biggest demographic that we've overlooked, and it's not the kids. The kids, I think they don't have to go to school fucking forever. But the biggest demographic that I think we overlook here in America that's suffering, the strippers. What are they going to do if they're not getting, dirty ones? There's been a God who knows who's butt crack to take home. I mean, like, what are they doing? How are they getting their hair done? How are they getting their nails done? They say if you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, are they able to practice their twerking? I mean, this is very important. Y'all think I'm joking, but strippers are a very important backbone of a particular American industry. We're talking about rap music here. If the strippers ain't working, what the rappers gonna rap about, right? And then when I want to listen to some of that ratchet, toxic masculinity ass music, it's gonna be lame. Cause niggas gonna be talking about being emotional at home and shit. When I want to hear about all type of overly sexualized machismo music, and if I can't get that, then I don't know what I'll do. I'm not being serious about any of this. But here's my thing, right? I don't give a shit about the strippers, honestly. I don't give a fuck about them. They probably already got their OnlyFans and, their booking info and everything else that's going on. So, my thing is, I don't know. I think that's a weird thing, a weird dynamic. Like, is everything going to move to the digital realm? Takashi new video coming out. Interesting. At a drive-through car wash? No. Seems like you'll get your car dirtier than it would get it clean. But hey, if they like it, I love it. I wouldn't be. You know how much they charge for that car wash? That sounds like a terrible thing. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna take my bed, my bed, get my ass to bed at an appropriate time tonight, and I'm gonna shoot for. It may be. I'm thinking. I'm gonna shoot for 12 o'clock. See if we can get a 12 o'clock. Maybe 12 o'clock Central Time. Then, like, this is no promises. Like, still 50-50, but that'll be the time I'm shooting for. So if it's not, I don't know what time it is during y'all's time, but 12 noon Central Time. If it's not a den by then it probably won't be a day then. I'm trying to think. Something else that I want to speak on. To be honest, this weekend I kind of tuned out from the rest of the world.
Dan Strong donated $5. It feels as there is a hidden agenda going on underneath all this. Our rights are being taken away in the sake of safety. But will we be getting them back?
Shout out to Dan, the motherfucking man. And I'm in that same boat. Like, that's what I say. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm trying to be cautious of what I do in those. The big tube has been real finicky with saying certain things in certain videos, and just videos end up disappearing and removed. But I feel like there's something going on too, man. I feel like maybe it's just me, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this was the test run. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's see how much we can push. I heard something about that too. I heard that they've been wiping people out on that. Like, anybody who's been saying anything about the spoilers on that game or anything like that. Of course, I mean, I'm not a PlayStation guy, but I heard a lot of people have been getting strikes and all kind of shit, which is odd to me. I would think that, like, as a game developer, like, you would want all the free publicity that goes with it, but maybe not. So my thing, you know what I'm saying, like, is I feel like this is like the test run. Like, we'll see, okay, what can we get away with? How bad does it have to be to get society to respond? And then, they have it. Man, is that the one they were saying too about the? They were saying something about, like, the Christians on that game or something like that. Like the Christians were like a cult or a sect or something like that on that game. It's like a big issue or something. So yeah, that's weird too. Like, yeah, with the games, like, which is crazy, is like some companies, they don't care, and other companies, they don't want you to put any kind of footage. I heard Nintendo used to be really bad. I don't know if they still are. They probably are, but Nintendo's, I'm going to assume that they still are, like, really bad about you putting out any kind of Nintendo footage. You like streaming their shit, you know, like any of that type of stuff. They do. And then with all this stuff that's been going on, I mean, even with the fluctuation in the economy, a lot of people made a lot of money. Quite a few people changed their tax bracket. You feel me? And so, like I said, it's just so much going on right now. A lot of confusion, and whenever there is a lot of confusion, you know, what is it that they're hiding from? Like, how crazy is it, right? That's the thing I meant to talk about, and we haven't gotten into it in, like, the slightest bit. Like, might have mentioned it once or twice here, and maybe that'll be something to talk about in the near future. I still haven't even looked at the video. Like, I haven't even been concerned with looking at the UFO thing, right? Who was it? CIA, the FBI, whoever it was, fucking released video of fucking UFOs. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know what is happening. Like, here's the thing too with video games, man. Look, I don't know if PlayStation's having the same issues. I'm assuming they do. I can't even fucking. I needed a controller, right? And I looked to try to find a controller locally. Can't find none. Like, not in none of the store. Wasn't none in the Wally. Went in there and checked today just to make sure, you know, the little shit online went fucked up. Like, no controllers. There's none at Best Buy. There's none at the Wally. There's none at Target. Everything you gotta, like, order online, and this is like within miles and miles and miles. So, like, either people are doing a lot of gaming now, you know what I mean, and it's changing up, All right, let's get one last call in before we call it a wrap. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, I had to actually call in. Big M said something. What's the ratio of woke people to Uncle Tom? What the hell does that mean?
It just means that Big M is a racist. But that's nothing that we didn't know already.
Okay. I was just like, I still have no clue what the definition of a woke person is.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna save that because
that's actually a good topic.
Yeah, I've been honestly, this topic, I was supposed to have a special guest on about this topic. It's supposed to have been for some months now. We just haven't been able to link up on the same page. But I'm gonna bring somebody new to the den to have this discussion. So whenever they're available, we're definitely gonna chop it up. So yeah, we were talking about this one day, and then I said that'd be a good idea to have a conversation in the den. So yeah,
definitely. All right, one sidebar. How did I get landlord?
Depending on how many hours.
I think it's cool.
Yes, however many hours you've been in the den.
Over 500.
Let me see. So yeah, it'll change up your thing. I gotta put up on the bottom. Yeah, once you reach a certain level of the hours, then yeah, it'll change it to you get special titles. So I took it off. I took the titles. The titles were based on the number of pistachios you had, but since we're resetting the pistachios every month, I switched that from the pistachios to the number of hours that you're in the den. So.
It was just like, wow. To an Italian, sometimes that can be an insult. We'd rather be the mafia than we'd rather be the landlord.
Really? The landlord's not such
I don't know.
A bad person.
I don't know. You know how it is. Anyway. Hey, everybody wants to have street cred no matter what, right?
I'm retired. I'm trying to redeem my street cred for some Wall Street cred. But I mean, I guess it don't hurt to have.
Yeah, they can just be down and dirty as everybody else. All right. On that note, I guess maybe I'm finishing out the night, but maybe somebody else will have one more call to call in.
Okay. I think you'll probably be the last one for the evening tonight.
All right then. Good night, and we'll see you possibly tomorrow during the day, and if not, we'll see you in the evening.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, Miss Bill. Well, I appreciate you calling back in and talk shit about Big M. Because Big M is a terrible person. Exactly. Well, we're full of mayonnaise. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I haven't eaten mayonnaise in years. That tells you how your taste buds change. When I was young, I used to think mayo was cool, and I cannot stand that shit. Makes me want to fuck it. And that shit makes me want to fucking throw up now. Fucking, I actually like mustard. Used to hate mustard. Used to hate onions. Now, like mustard and onions, can't stand fucking mayo. There used to be a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit on fucking sandwich, not sandwich, burgers. Fucking Whoppers, I think it was Whoppers. That's why I used to have beef with the Whoppers for a little bit. Because I would actually order, I think it came with onions already on it. And then, yeah, how do you have more hours than me? That's what I don't understand either. How a person can have more hours than Dan. Let me look at it. How? Yeah, wait, how? I need to adjust this. Let me go in here and manipulate my hours the right way. Shit, I ain't even got that many pistachios. I'm low on the pistachio list. This is terrible. Yeah, I'm like, damn, 20th or something. This is terrible. All right, I gotta update these. But so yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's all the crazy shit that's been going on, and nobody is really tripping. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the UFO thing just disappeared. Not disappeared, but I mean they just talked about it. But it's like it's a non-factor. Like any other time, UFOs, it would be huge news. You know what I'm saying? Or it would be like, remember the Area 51 thing? Like that was supposed to be a thing, right? Like, why not mention it when all that stuff was going on? Now, just all of a sudden, I don't know. We got some UFOs. You know what I'm saying? The pistachio count reset. Professor Trill resets every month now. So, my thing is, the thing is that, you know, it's just it's odd stuff, right? It's odd stuff happening. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like how it allows you more. Like I'm trying to figure out where am I not getting hours and how. Like it doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna have to go tweak some shit. I'm not getting credit for my own damn hours. I just gotta go manipulate it. But I don't know, man. Like I said, the Xbox controller. I was saying something. I had a point there. Oh, it was something about the video game thing. And yeah, you like can't find it anywhere. So I'm wondering if they've just, if like so many people are at home now, like are the video game, is the video industry seeing like a boom? Like if there's no controllers, like everybody just buy new systems, or you know, everybody, the whole family's at home, so we're all gonna play, or that people break their fucking controllers and they need to buy a bunch more. Like I'm trying to figure out everything, you know, that's going on, and start talking about UFOs and start buffering. That might be the case, but you know, it's a weird world that we're living in. But as we hit the 11 o'clock mark, then we get ready to wind it down. I want to say shout out to all of you wonderful, lovely people. I'm not sure what happened. The call that came in earlier never went back through, so I'm not sure. It would have been a very interesting perspective. So if we don't get it tonight, we'll definitely try to get it sometime soon. Y'all know how we do in the den. I reached my walking march day, but tomorrow I got to get my ass up and fucking. I gotta go run. I gotta start getting 3 miles back in. Like I gotta start getting the miles back in. It should be it should be in the link in the description below. I have no comment. I think it's denshowshop.com. It may or may not be. Let me make sure for sure. I got so many damn URLs and shit. Half of them fuck up when you don't put the dilly dab in front of you. Yeah, it's denshowshop.com. It'll take you there. The easiest way to do it. Let me see. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following those. I gotta really think. I need to bring the podcast back. But the thing about the podcast is just that, like when I'm chopping the interaction up with y'all and interacting with y'all in the chat, like if somebody's just listening on the podcast, it's kind of weird to them. But I guess it is what it is. Let's see. Game Show Live, Facebook. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I really do. Feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm not quite sure. We'll be in a Discord immediately after the stream. So for those of you who want to yell and talk shit to Professor Trill, he should be there. But
Just Sarah donated $2 through Super
Wait.
Chat. Sorry again, folks. I fell asleep. Crying face.
And I'm curious, or what I don't know what you call it. Like, you know, Like in Texas, it's Texans. In California, it's Californians. What do you call people from Massachusetts? Like, what is their thing? Like, are they Iowans? Now, Keith showed up in the chat. I want to believe it was Keith who called earlier, but I don't know if he had heard me when I got on the phone. I'm not sure if that was him or not.
Just Sarah donated $10 through Super Chat. VID Misty murdered her stepmother? Grimacing face. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face.
That is a good question. Just Sarah. We haven't heard anything from her. And she... we haven't heard anything from Misty in a few days. We might need to check on her. I don't even know if I have her number under the regulars, but we'll have to see. So we'll have to see if we get a call from, I don't know what Alabama. What is Birmingham, whatever their county is, whatever county jail they have in Alabama. If we get a call to the den, I'll accept it from Misty, and she can tell us the story. So Misty, if you're out there and you haven't done the dirty deed, or if you did and you're on the run, hey, the den folk love you, and just make sure your hair don't get all messed up and be out there fluffing around like a chicken. You'll be all right. So let's see. Let me see. I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's all we got tonight. As y'all can tell, I'm tired, man. Bay State or Massachusetts, that's a terrible long. I'm gonna call them Bay State. Bay Staters much easier. Massachusetts, that's a lot of stuff going on right there. Shout out to Miss Just Sarah. Oh man, I'm really wondering. We haven't heard anything from Miss Misty. It'll be very interesting to see.
Just Sarah donated $10 through Super Chat.
I think this spot is like
GoFundMe for hashtag free Misty Tears of Joy face. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face.
Coming out of the thing. I don't know, man. Like I said, I've been debating the real estate too, but all this space. I want to do something different with the space. Like I said, I really want to consider putting a chat up there, but that probably wouldn't be. That probably would not be the best idea with some of the things that. With some of the things that go across the screen. The Bay State Minutemen is another one. I got too much going on. But yeah, y'all are up there in the 13 colonies. Or what was it? What was the argument? Where's Solis been to? There's been a lot of stuff going on. The den has been relatively I won't say relatively drama free, but it is what it is. I don't know, man. Like I'm just when the dilly dallies are on the screen, I try to at least I'm not trying to go until they go out. So I think that's only fair. The New York accent contest? No, never heard of such a thing. What happened? I'm walking here. I'm walking here. That's fucking Rick and Morty. Always make me laugh when I think about that shit. The New York is not a part of the one of the founding colonies. Poor Misty. She's locked up right now. About to lose her license. After all that fight she put in against the virus, and only to go out as a victim of her stepmother. It's terrible. But I can only imagine, like, that has to be a frustrating. Like, could you imagine, like, your parents getting something with somebody that's younger than you? Like, you'd have to feel a particular kind of way, right? Like, you'd have to feel some kind of way about that. Like, it would be bothersome, right? Because, I mean, you think about it, like, the step parents, like, the parents are supposed to be like a higher, I mean, at least some, like, level of respect. But if your step parent is, like, the same age as you, then you kind of got to be like, fuck this person, right? Like, I'm not feeling, I don't want to hear, that's terrible, like, that's terrible. To know your parents are getting on with somebody young, that's awful. That has to be the word. Like, oh, Missy's not listening. She's already mad. She's really gonna go execute if she hear me say all this crazy shit. But it has to be a very odd feeling, right? That if your parents are out there engaging in behaviors with motherfuckers who are younger than you, like, that has to make you concerned, at the very least.
Grace donated $10.
Terrible.
Jay's Portraits is special ed.
Oh man, y'all know I I got nothing. I have nothing to say to some of this stuff. I'll be letting y'all.
Just Sarah donated $20 through Super Chat. I need the link to order my Sancho the main Sancho shirt. Shirtless and knee-less with some chanclas and black socks on. Tears of joy face, smiley 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 face.
Trust me, where I'm at now, you definitely want the shirted version. You want the fully clothed version. It's it's gonna come with the pot belly and all. So that's terrible. I wish I can't even hear the fucking. I can see when the volume thing is, but I know what I'm supposed to do. I didn't do that last time. Because this fucking thing is different deal. That's why. That's what it is. That's what it is. So I'm going to have to fix that somehow, some way. Yeah. I don't know what I need to do. But it's just, it's a terrible situation to imagine it. That's what I was talking about. So, again, hopefully she's all right and doing what she's supposed to do and not into too many shenanigans, and that she didn't go try to kill her stepmom. That would be a bad deal. But I wouldn't say I couldn't blame her if she did. I most definitely could blame her, but she shouldn't do that. But I don't know, man. But I definitely appreciate the love, just Sarah, Miss Cake Race. I appreciate it. I have. Sarah, just Sarah fell asleep and came back in strong. But yeah, you definitely don't want with the gut. Y'all don't want the big gut edition. We'll wait till I slim up. So I'm going to track tomorrow. I gotta run. I should be ashamed of myself for getting this big. Because here's the thing, like, when you put on weight, you feel it. Like, you feel it in your body, right? And you can tell when you put on a few extra. have no
Jay's
comments.
Portraits donated $20 through Super Chat. I like Granny P0RN, Winking Face, MS Grace Holla, comma
Oh
heart,
my
heart.
God! Appreciate the love, Jay. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I have no comments. I mean, like, y'all gonna keep the love going. We'll keep the party going. Terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. ASL. Yeah, the old school talk. The ASL. That's for the triple OGs. Y'all gotta know about dial-up to know about that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know nothing about dial-up, then you ain't been in this game long enough. You ain't gone through the pioneering phases of the internet. I said I wanted to save part of this conversation, but I ain't gonna keep it going for you, Ronald. But like I said, the things are changing. I'm gonna say the Terra Reid stuff for tomorrow. But about what Miss Grace was saying about going to the beach and just noticing how things have changed for the worse, probably not necessarily for the better. In that,
Grace donated $20.
there's no going back, and I
Jay
feel like
and
I
his
agree with
daddy
that. That's what I'm saying,
watched
everybody.
Granny
Like, I feel
porn on
like
his special Ed Little
this is almost like a
TV.
test run. Appreciate the love, Miss K. Gray. So but I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just laughing. Forgive me. But yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not going to be the same. And I think that there's been a shift in society, and I'm wondering if it's going to cause a greater divide. And what I mean by that is if there's people who don't want to go back out in society and they say chill. And I can understand. Like I said, I can understand both sides of the coin, right? Because if you are of the belief, and if you genuinely believe, if you genuinely have underlying issues and concerns and things like that, if you're a person who was born with certain, complications, and you don't want to encounter, like, I understand that 100%, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people with underlying, conditions than who may realize it, niggas especially, What is it, diabetes, but hypertension, high blood pressure, all that stuff is considered an underlying condition that has caused some issues. I get it. I definitely get it. And then at the same time, the people who, again, if you're an owner, if you're at work, like, a lot of people associate their identities or their purpose, with their employment or with their business or whatever it is that they may do. And to not be able to do that, especially if it's something that you're really good in, I understand not being able to have that same impact, not being able to, offer your contribution to society, because you're put away, because you are, unable to go out and do your job, depending on what it may be. And so I get it 100%. But at the same time, like, I think one side is definitely going to prevail, and what I mean by that, is that the ones who want to work are eventually going to win, period. Even if the numbers do go up, if more people do get sick, again, like, what is the fatality is like 2%, if that, and again, I think pardon me, I apologize. that I think once the numbers do go up, or once, I think once people start getting out again, I think the numbers will rise. I think you're going to have more infected. I think you're going to have more deaths. I do believe that. But at the same time, like, I think it's only going to be a matter of time before almost everybody comes in contact with it anyway. So if you're kind of going to clock out from it, and I hate to say it, hate to be so callous about it, you're probably going to clock out. That's just what it was going to be, if not sooner than later. But again, if you figure, wait a little longer, maybe you get the vaccine, maybe you find better medicines that treat it or whatever. I can understand that. But what's going to happen is these jobs are going to open back up. And those people who are just going to say, well, I don't feel like I want to go back to work, or I don't, want to do this. Well, guess what? You're probably going to be without. And the people who are willing to fill those roles, and again, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who are going to, take those roles. There's going to be kind of a situation where people say, oh, I got fucked over, or whatever else it may have been. Because, a little $1,000 here, a little, what is it, $500-600 here, in there, whatever. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? But in the long term, it's not really a whole lot of money, depending on what you got going on, right? Depending on, your lifestyle, depending on, the way you're living. It's not a whole lot. Now, if you're in a position where you ain't have a whole lot going in the first place, and this kind of money's coming in, and then you go out, you blow it, well, and just expect that it's going to come back. I don't think that's a wise idea, because none of this is guaranteed. You see, they're trying to get people back to work, so obviously they ain't trying to give you too many more of these checks, and I don't blame them, because where is the money going to come from? Like, yeah, you can pull some shit out of thin air once or twice, but that's not a sustainable way of living. Like, every fucking 2 weeks, you can't go and, pull some more fucking magic out of the air. So it is what it is. My thing is just that it just kind of is what it is. I think we find out. I think we're going to have, like I said, I think it's going to get and I guess worse depends on where you are and what worse really means to you, and if you're actually impacted. But I think things are going to happen negatively. I think things are going to happen negatively. And then, before as a whole it starts to get better. So I think Ms. Chris had mentioned the 14-day kind of reset button thing. I think that is going to be a point where a couple of those 14-day issues are going to occur. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think it's going to be a smooth, straight sailing. Let me rephrase that too. I don't think everywhere it'll be smooth, straight sailing. I think certain places, they've probably hit their peak and are probably already on the decline. I think there's a lot of places that have not. I think the more congested areas, I think some of your bigger cities like, of course, New York and, LA. And again, I don't know if their orders have been lifted yet. I don't think so. So, it's like, like I say, it's a lot to figure out. And so, again, I don't think anybody has the answer. I think everybody's right. I think everybody's wrong. And so, the only way to play out, though, is you have to eventually get back to work. Like, you can't just sit and just say, okay, we're going to stay sagging and keep social distance. Because, it's going to incubate somewhere, I would assume. And again, if you're symptomatic, and they're talking about people who probably had it, didn't even realize it, that they did, can still pass it on. So, unless you're just expecting everybody to want to go out and willingly get tested, even though they've never had any symptoms or anything like that, it's probably going to be unlikely. It's probably going to be unlikely that you get to this thing scot-free. So, Bugs flying and shit. So, a very interesting ending evening to the stream. But I appreciate it to all of you. Thank you oh so very much. But we'll be back at it tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna get my ass off here. I'm gonna go to bed relatively on time. And I got everything pretty much situated and organized. So we should be good to go 12 p.m. Central Time. So here's my deal, right? All of you wonderful people, all of you incredible individuals. I think that you're all special in a good way. All right, no negative specials. And as I always say, it is an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. But it really truly is. No matter what kind of day I may be having. Oh, the link, my fault. And I just pulled it up too, right? My fault. But no matter what kind of day I may be having, let me go scroll all the way down here. So I need a pillow. I think this is it. Right here. There you go. That's the link to the Honcho the main Honcho shirt. I'm just sitting back watching. Already, Mr. Keith, glad you could join us this evening, sir. But I really do. I really do, man. I really do appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all are great people, man. I don't know. I'm tired of shit. So, but I fucks with y'all. We're gonna cha-cha. And see, I just noticed something funny, but we'll talk about it tomorrow, man. I'm finna cha-cha slide. We'll be in the damn Discord. Y'all want to be in the Discord and chop it up? We will be in there, or maybe for a little bit. But I'm chucking up a deuce, man. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I thank y'all all so much, very sincerely. And we'll find out if Misty killed her stepmom on the next den. Y'all ain't got to go home. I'm encouraging y'all to go to the Discord. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. Until then, I'm out, man.